Hello and welcome. In today's video we are gonna draw up how to wire up a telecaster. And so let's begin with what you need. You need a neck pickup, and it's usually a silver covered one like this one, but it doesn't have any wires, so I'm showing you this just as an example. It will have two wires coming off it, and usually you will have a colored one, for example red, and it will be the lead. And you'll have either a bare or a black wire, and that will be your ground. You're also going to need a bridge pickup. They look like this. Same thing here, two different wires, usually a colored one, in this case it's white, which I know isn't a color, and a black one. Some of them only have a bar magnet on the back like this, and some of them actually have a metal plate. This is important later, but we'll talk about it when we get to it. But on cheaper pickups like this one, they usually just look like this. It's not a real telecaster pickup, it's just something that looks like a telecaster pickup, but it's actually a single coil. More of a Strat pickup, maybe. But anyway, you are gonna need a switch, and I'm just showing you this switch to show you that you need a switch. This is not the switch you are gonna use. I'm gonna make a separate videos on switches because I wanna go through all the different kinds so that you can match up the switch you're gonna use with the guitar you're gonna do. It will be easier than doing it in one, going through all types of switches in one video, because if I just pick one kind of switch, some of you are gonna be like, oh well, I can't wire this up and follow along because I don't have the same switch. So in this one we're just gonna mention the switch, and then I'm also gonna make a video talking about all switches, so you can just watch that particular part of that video. So yes, that switch is not what we're gonna use. It was just to symbolize that you need a switch. You're going to need two potentiometers. They look something like this, depending on what kind you have. And in this video, I'm going to draw them from the back like this. So if you wonder what you're seeing the back. So when I say the first leg, I mean this. And when I say the last leg, I mean this. Because I'm not looking at it from this. Hope you understand. The next thing you're going to need is a jack like this, or something similar. And if you look at it, it has two connections. This one goes to the middle here, and that's the ground. And this one goes to the top here, and that's the lead. If you plug in a jack, you can see how the tip, which is the lead, gets pushed up against this arm here, and it goes to this leg here. And the sleeve, the long shaft part, gets connected to the ring around here. Just keep that in mind as we go to wiring this up, because it's a very common beginner mistake to mix up these two. So if you're wired everything up and you followed all my steps, double check this one, maybe. The next thing you are gonna need is a capacitor. And I'm just showing you this one as an example of a capacitor. It's not the actual capacitor that I would put in. I don't have any suggestions for you on what capacitor to use. If you have any capacitors that you would like to share with everyone, that is maybe your favorite, please do so in the comments below. I always appreciate it when you guys do so. Help each other out, makes it easier for me, and I feel like it's good if we all will help each other out. So if you have any suggestions for beginners on capacitors that are good and that you like, talk to each other in the comments below. Okay, so the first thing is we have our pickups. I'm going to draw them up here. Hope you can see them. And they will have a ground wire coming off them, and they will have a lead wire coming off them as well. You will have your bridge, which I'm just going to draw as a box over here. It's the thing on the top of the guitar that is holding the strings. And then you will have your two potentiometers right here. And they will have the three little legs, as I've shown you. And you will have your switch that I'm going to draw as a little box here with a black knob in the middle. Just because usually if you look at a telecaster, they will have a black knob. It's not important. And first off, your neck pickup or ground wire will go here. And if you have a telecaster pickup with a plate on the back, usually that plate will be connected, or should be connected, to this ground wire here, and will bridge through the screw the connection to the bridge, and you will get your grounding that way. So the bridge is metal, the screws are metal, the plate that is connected to the ground wire is metal, and so they will all be connected that way. And that's why you don't need a bridge wire. But if you have a pickup like this, then your ground wire will be connected here, and you will have a ground wire from your bridge like that. I'm going to assume in this video that you have a pickup that doesn't have a brass or metal plate on the back for the grounding. But if you do, you can still put the ground wire there. It just won't really matter. But you need to ground the bridge, just so you are sure. And then these two pots need to be grounded together with each other. And I'm talking about a ground wire soldered to the back of this. It's not soldered to one of the legs, it's soldered to the actual enclosure. I also forgot to draw a jack down here. So here we go. Here's the jack. And we will have a ground wire going to the jack as well, connected to the ring in the middle. You will have, most likely, but depends on what sort of switch you have, you might have a ground wire to the switch as well. A telecaster has a plate that you put everything into, and so it will sort of work as a grounding for itself. So some of these groundings might not be needed. The pickups will be connected to the switch, and usually they will be connected like this, because the way a switch works is like this. They have a pull like this, so when it's in the neck position like that, it gets connected to the back. That's why I've drawn them like a cross like that. We will go more into detail on this when we actually go to the switch video. So if you're confused, you can either look up how a switch is wired, or you can wait for that video if it's not already out. But anyway, and then we'll have a wire from the switch that goes to one of the legs, like so. And then we will have a wire from the middle that goes like so. So, those two legs there. I hope you can tell which one I'm pointing at. And then we will have a wire connecting these two pots as well, like so. So basically, the last leg on the tone, which is this pot right here, let me write it out so that you know. This is the tone and this is the volume. I hope you can see that. So connecting a tone leg, last leg right there, the first leg right there on the volume. And then we will do two more connections. And the first thing is we will ground this leg off to the back, like so. And what I mean with that is that you will either take the leg, as you can see here, and you will bend it, actually bend it back into place like this, so that you can solder these two together, the enclosure to that leg. If you're not comfortable with bending the leg because you think you might snap it or something like that, you can also put a wire. The only thing that is important is that the leg gets connected to the back. And we're going to do a similar thing to the tone pot. We're going to connect our capacitor between the middle leg and the back of the enclosure, like so. I hope you can see that. The green isn't as clear. And basically what that means is you just take your potentiometer and you put it through the leg. You can see they have a little hoop, a little hole that you can stick them into, like so. And one leg will go in and the other one will be soldered to the back of the enclosure. Something like this. I hope you can see what it is I'm trying to show you. It's a little bit hard with the fingers in the way. And there you will have the basic wiring of a telecaster. I hope this helps. let me know if it did. Let me know if you think that drawing out how to wire up a guitar like this is a good idea, or if it's just confusing. I have videos on how to wiring up guitars and actually sitting there soldering things together. So if you want to, you can look at those videos. But if it helps you that I draw it out, please let me know, because I'm making these videos to help. And if they're not helping, I'm not going to make more of them. So, yes, talk to me in the comments below if you have any questions about this, and I'll talk to you there, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, stay awesome and cool, and go and wire up your telecaster so you can make awesome and amazing music, which is going to make everyone happy to hear.